why you feel stuck, and how to retrain your mind fast. Welcome to the Self-Concept Bestie podcast. I'm your host, Laura. Most people think they have an anxious, overthinking mind, but what if the real problem isn't your mind? What if it's what you've trained it to focus on? What if what we're scanning for, all of our experiences, is what we're used to? It's what we've trained our brain to know. Our brain, it works like an algorithm. And this is the perfect place. Just anybody listening right now, I am currently live on TikTok recording this. And it's really hard to not continue to look at the camera while I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm not going to let myself get sideswiped by any comments or stuff, but come along, watch along on this fine Wednesday while we are recording this live. So it's the perfect bit to go into that. Our brain works like an algorithm. Have we ever really realised that our brain works like the algorithm? Just like on TikTok, what we engage with, what we see more of, what we watch longer will start to show up on our feed. What we like. And even if we don't like it, if we've watched it long enough, the algorithm thinks, oh, you want to see more of that? We're going to show you more of that, even if it's the bad stuff. So what happens when all of the negative stuff's coming up on your feed and you're like, oh, resonate with that, I've watched it. Guess what? All the negative stuff keeps on coming up on your feed, doesn't it? Like when we're following all these news outlets, oh, we want to show you more of that. We want to show you the worst stuff. We want to show you that negativity that's going around. It's just like your life. It is our brains, what we focus on, so our problems, what's going wrong. Guess what? Our brain finds more problems for us. Our brain's like, oh, we like thinking about this. We like focusing on this. I'm going to give you more of it. But just like the algorithm, we can retrain it. We can retrain our brains to start focusing on what we want out of life, what we desire. So just ask yourself before we get into this episode, what is it that you're focusing on? Where is your focus every day? Really ask yourself that. It's a really powerful question to be able to say, what do I focus on? What is it that I like to feed my brain? Because I'm here to tell you that you're not broken. We're just patterned. That's all it is. The overthinking, the anxiety, the worst case scenarios. For anyone in the back, how many of us jump to worst case scenario right away? And my method before, when I was knee deep in anxiety, my mentality was, if I imagine the worst case scenario, that means I can handle it. But did that worst case scenario actually ever happen? No. So did it ruin my present moment? Did it then start, because I was focusing so much on it, my brain started giving me more of it, more of that anxiety? But it's not who we are. It's not who you are. It's just what we've practiced. So that overthinking, that ruminating, that going over and over and over again, it's that pattern interrupt, isn't it? We need to interrupt that and almost just say, oh, okay, wait, stop. Is this true, or is this something my brain has made up? Is this something I am giving all this power to? Am I actually focusing on all of this? Am I giving so much power to this overthinking, to this anxiety, to this worst case scenario? Because the more power we give it, the more it grows. I love to think about our mind as well like a hurricane. So if you think about all of your thoughts are that hurricane, if you're in that middle of that sea, it's picking up more water. But when you're giving power to these thoughts, it's picking up more thoughts and it's expanding and it's getting bigger, just like a Category 5 hurricane. What happens when we come into the eye of the storm and we see how big we've made this hurricane, how big we've made these thoughts, and realise that they aren't us, that these thoughts do not define us. Because what we intentionally do, unintentionally by the way, we train our mind for negativity. And that isn't our fault, most part. It isn't directly your fault. But if you look around at the world that we live in, if you turn on the telly, especially news, if you read the news, if you read newspapers, is it good stuff? Is it the positive stuff? Is it what's going great in the world? No, it's always what's going wrong. It is built on fear. Fear. It is programmed into us everywhere. So unintentionally, we're training our mind for negativity. And our brain's number one job is to keep us safe. So what's it going to start to do? It's going to start to try and keep us safe by keeping control, by the overthinking, by the anxiety, by the worst case scenarios. So we start constantly scanning for what's going wrong. Things are happening in life. It's always what's going wrong, isn't it? The amount of people I hear say, if it's not one thing, it's another. That's just a belief that you've created. But guess what? When you are so focused on if it's not one thing and it's another, when something else goes wrong, your brain's like, there we go, proved you right. Yep, told you. I'm going to give you more things that you notice is. If it's not one thing, it's another. Do you know how powerful that is? That your brain can do that? And they might go wrong. What might go wrong? What could go wrong? Because again, if we go to our worst case scenario, we'll be able to be prepared. What if we look at it and we're like, we've not got enough? Our brains are always scanning. If we keep telling ourselves we've not got enough. I need more. I'll be okay when. Oh, hands up. Who said that? I'll be happy when. When what? If we realise yet, our brains will just keep searching for the stuff that will be happy when. Because it doesn't start out there, it starts in here. It starts with you, that fulfillment, that pattern interrupt, that brain of ours saying, what's going right? Because when we're asking what's going wrong, what might go wrong? I've not got enough. I'll be happy when. And people wonder why they're stuck. You actually wonder why people feel stuck. And it's because we keep on feeding the wrong things. We keep on feeding the negativity in our brains. The moment we notice the pattern though, can I tell you something? You're no longer trapped in it. We can interrupt it. That pattern interrupt is so powerful. So when your brain finds something that's going wrong, can we interrupt that pattern and say, all right, okay, this maybe went wrong, but what's went right? What's went right today? All right, okay, yeah, all the lights were green when I was driving today. Oh, this stranger smiled at me. Oh, I got a free coffee. But we're so focused on what's going wrong that we miss all of the beautiful moments that's going right. So when we're looking at our worst case scenario, our brain starts scanning for all the possibilities that it's going to go wrong, all the possibilities that might allow our worst case scenario to come true. We're feeding the thoughts again. We're feeding it. We're giving it so much power. That builds up, that fire, that anxiety in you that can tighten your chest. And FYI, I know, because I've been there, I've felt it, and I've allowed so much power to go to these thoughts. But when you step back, and that awareness, when we actually come into that awareness, that's where our power comes back. We can start giving power to the thoughts that we want more of. We give power to the good things. We start the pattern interrupting. We start to notice the things that are going right. What's the little things in my life that I'm truly grateful for? That I'm really happy with? And when I started looking at that pattern interrupt, I went basic. And when I tell you basic, it was basic. I am so grateful that I've got a house with hot water. I am so grateful that I can run my tap and get fresh, cold water that isn't going to harm me. That seems really little, doesn't it? But to some people, that's actually massive. Like, how much of a privilege is it that I've got heating in my home and clean water to drink? But we get so wrapped up in all of what's going wrong, what's not going right for us, that we forget to look around and see all the beauty that's already around us, all the things that are actually going right. That smile from a stranger that your brain didn't register because it's so focused on what's going to go wrong. Now, I'm not saying that we need to, oh my God, every thought, we need to change it, because that isn't possible. All that comes in then as you start actually creating more anxiousness in your brain because you're ruminating, oh my God, I've thought something bad. But we just redirect it. So it's about redirecting our thoughts. We're not fixing them. We don't need to fix them. We just need to start asking the right questions. We just need to start training the algorithm. So instead of, oh, that's not working out, what's actually going right today? And allow yourself, just even if you've got 30 seconds, just sit and what's went right today? Or if something has went wrong, not, I didn't handle that. Ask yourself, what parts of that did I handle well? So even if something's going wrong, just ask yourself, what part of that situation did I handle well? Because what you're doing is you're focusing on what went well, not all of the things that went wrong. And this is a big one. What evidence do you have right now that things are working out? What evidence is already right in front of you that things are already working out? So instead of saying everything isn't going well, that nothing ever works out, what evidence do we have that it is working out? That everything is always working out, my go-to saying. That's how we retrain our brain. We interrupt the pattern, we bring awareness to it, and we redirect and we ask the right questions. And you think about how you start your day. What is it you're saying to yourself? Oh my God, don't want to get up today, can't be bothered. Or do we say, do you know what, today is already an amazing day? Do we start preempting our minds that today has been an amazing day, because guess what? When we say it's in past tense, today has already been an amazing day, our brain starts scanning for the things that are going right. So in the morning, we're like brainwashing ourselves into looking for the good things. Do we wake up and with a smile on our face, like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to find something good to smile about today. Even when we're in the shit. Even when things are not going well. Because it's life. You know, I used to watch these years ago when I had anxiety, really bad anxiety, 8 years ago when I was in the thick of it. I remember watching like manifestation coaches and being like, how is that possible? How is it possible for you to be happy all the time? How is that? I never understood it. And of course I didn't. My brain was so focused on all the things that were going wrong, all the problems that I had to solve, that I was going to be okay if I could figure out if the worst case I was going to be okay. So I was looking at these people and I'm like, how? And now I had a really, really amazing conversation with somebody. And they said, Laura, when you were knee deep in your anxiety, would your content have resonated? And it got me thinking. And it reminded me of that time where I was looking and I was like, how is that possible? That's not possible to be that happy. It's not that possible to be that happy. But I wanted to be that happy. So I started trying to look for ways to become happy. And I realised the happiness is within us. I started slowly watching more positive speaking people, because then what I was doing is I was flushing my mind with all of the good things. So although it maybe triggered me to start with, and I didn't see that it was being possible, I kept watching. I wanted to understand, because I wanted that. Who wouldn't want that? And now when I sit here today and I'm like, you know what, I've actually found mental peace. I done a bit of inner child work, and I remember speaking to my 19-year-old mate, and the one that's dad had just died and was depressed. And I remember speaking to her and saying, keep going, because you do not realise that the mental peace that you get, the mental peace that is waiting for you, you need to just keep going. And I feel myself getting emotional about it right now, because that is all I wanted. It just was a calm mind. Now, a calm mind doesn't not mean that my thoughts are not there. Oh, they're there. They're just not focused on all the negative. They're just not focused on all what's going wrong. So when I do sit with the thoughts, they're not bad. They're not creating the worst case scenarios. They're not creating overthinking. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, helping people, especially women, to find out who they've always been, to find that happiness within, to find that empowerment, to know how amazing you are before the world told us different. That. You can't buy that. And it would be illegal of me to not be able to share how I done it, to not be able to allow other women to come into the light, to shine bright, unapologetically, because we all get to shine. Oh, there's an amazing, amazing poem. I wish I had it actually. We all get to shine as children do it. If you are listening, go and search Coach Carter, Coach Carter poem maybe. And it is, that's it. Coach Carter, our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is not our light that it is not our darkness that most frightens us. It's our light. We were all meant to shine as children do. But as we allow ourselves to shine, we unconsciously give other people the right to shine as well. That is not the full thing, but it's parts of it. And it is really hits. And I want to bring women along and be able to get them to stand. And even if they need to share some of my light for a bit until they find their own. How powerful is that? That you want other people to stand beside you and rise and be the most incredible person that they can be. We all have the right for that. We all have the right to be happy. So I'm going to end that just now. Because you don't have a negative mind. We've just been focusing it in the wrong direction. Change the focus. Redirect the thoughts. Start giving power to what you want to see in your life. And you change your reality. And if you're ready to actually experience this, not just hear about it, not just listen, I've created a space where we practice this together. It's going to be in the show notes below. The link will be live on Friday. There is only 15 spaces. The inner circle is where we rise. Women rise together. We let our own light shine. And if you are listening to this on Friday, I have been on live TikTok recording this. So I'm going to pop my TikTok handle, shall we say, in the show notes as well. Go along and give me a follow. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, today has already been an amazing day.